So to me, these are actually really cool comments, dude. And apparently, there's a massive fight scene that just went down with Gambit and Doctor Doom. Okay, so that was something that was out there, and this all comes from a Variety article where they sat down with Channing and he like talked about it, and he talked about some other stuff too. But this comment in particular actually has me quite interested. It says, Channing Tatum says he's not going to go full Cajun as Gambit in Avengers Doomsday, and the quote is, "The Russo brothers want things to be funny, but they don't want to go full Deadpool. They want to keep the drama and keep it tight. When Gambit gets serious, things do matter." And man, to me, that's really, really good news. Now, let's talk about Gambit a little bit, and then let's talk about the Russo brothers, because this is actually a multi-layered thing here, and it's fun. Gambit in Deadpool, man. I mean, this is a tough one for me. I really like Channing, but man, first time he came out, you know, they're doing all these cool things, and the music's dope, and like, you know, oh shit, Blade, and oh shit, this character and that. I immediately thought Gambit didn't look that great. I'm sorry. I was just like, I don't know. This just isn't it. Like, you know, like, I don't want to be a dick here, but I mean, he's just so big, dude. He's just so fucking big. And he's just like a chunky boy. And like, I don't know. I see Gambit as like, you know, a slim, smooth talking dude or whatever. Anyway, so didn't really love it. But here's the thing. Kind of won me over because he was absolutely fucking hilarious. Like, the bit was hilarious. I'm going to make a name for myself. Hilarious. Really, really funny. So this leaves me in kind of an awkward spot where, like, the only thing I like about Channing Tatum's Gambit is actually the funny part, because everything else is just, like, too much for me. Now, the fighting was cool. Okay, he fought kind of cool. But this is really interesting. This would suggest that the Russos were like, okay, we're going to take you. We're going to take the Gambit character. We're going to bring you into this, but we're going to not do the Deadpool thing. We're going to keep it a little tighter. We want it to be funny. You're still going to be funny, but you're not going full Deadpool, not full Cajun. That accent, we got to lose a little bit of the accent there, and we want it to be more serious. To me, that's so good to hear. The sensibilities of the Russos is one of the things that I don't think they get enough credit for. And one of the things we always talk about here is like, look, I'll just say it for myself, although there are other people that share this opinion. I like T'Challa better in Civil War than in the Black Panther movie. I like Spider-Man more in the Civil War movie than I do in Spider-Man Far From Home. The Russos, I think, I'll give you another example. I like Carol Danvers better in Endgame and Infinity War than I do in any other thing she's in. Any other thing. Okay? I think the Russos had a great handle on the version of the character that works best for the movie. And the Russos were masters of dealing with character, drama, tension. Those were the moments that really like paid off all of these different films. And so to me, when I hear this, right, that the Russos are like dialing back the Gambit thing, I'm like, thank fucking God. This will probably be the same with Deadpool. Really interested in how that all comes together, because it's one of my big concerns. You know, just the other week, there was all these stories like, oh, maybe Deadpool's not even in it. Maybe Deadpool's a big part of it. I don't know. Blah, blah, blah. This, that, second, and the third. And I said, like, dude, I don't want slapstick shotgun joke, you know, dick joke Deadpool to ruin the tone of this film. This has to be a very serious movie, and especially as everything's coming down, like it has to get there. So this feels good to me. It feels like, oh shit, they actually do care about that, and they're going to be dialing this stuff back, man. And you know, while we're on the topic of the Russos, I'll just put this into this segment as well. I went back and I rewatched The Gray Man. Okay? And I remember when this movie first came out, it's a Russo Brothers movie for Netflix, and I was like, this movie sucks. And it was one of those things that's like, got me kind of down, you know, because even then we thought they were going to do Secret Wars, and I was like, what the fuck? But here's what I'll say. Rewatching The Gray Man, it actually is better than I remember, okay? But there's this really big problem with it. There's a reason it doesn't work, is because all of the characters have this like swagger and have this like Marvel-esque way of talking. And it's like, it's really fucking predictable, and it's like, it's really like, it honestly feels a lot like Tony Stark talking to himself, like the jibs, the jabs, the clever wordplay and all this stuff. It's like everybody's fucking Tony Stark in this movie, and it doesn't really work. But one of the reasons it doesn't work is because these are not like characters that you have an archetype for. You're learning about them, and yet they're having this dialogue in a way that would feel earned maybe otherwise if you had built into that and you knew who these characters were. But it ends up feeling like kind of MCU parody, and it ends up just feeling like really hollow and like I just can't get into it. But the difference was like in the Marvel movies, they were able to do that, push the action. Like you could see the bones of a Russo movie in that film. The action's really cool, constant action set pieces, really pushing things together. But the difference was you don't have these characters that are so well established that sort of cliche dialogue back and forth feels good. Like that dialogue works in the Marvel shit because it's like on your left, Hail Hydra, and all these things that like you actually give a fuck about, and it feels cool to have that callback. And then, you know, the tension between the characters, it feels earned in a sense, even though it's technically like not as earned as you might think because of what you know about the character already, right? So I think that's like part of why their other stuff didn't work. And it's part of why they're so good in the ensemble setting, and they're so good with Marvel characters that are very, very well established. So I say all of that to say that just like with Spider-Man and just like with Black Panther, I'm looking here and I'm hopeful, and maybe I'm getting too fanboyish about this and shit, but I'm hopeful that we're going to get the best version of some of these characters that we have gotten so far in these films. That includes Channing Tatum's Deadpool. I'm really looking forward to see what his Gambit. I'm really looking forward to see what will this Gambit character do in this movie, and you can extend that to some of these other characters. Like, is this going to make the Thunderbolts or the New Avengers feel so much better and so much more earned? Is it going to make Sam Wilson and them boys feel so much better and so much more earned? Is the Fantastic Four going to feel better and so much more earned? Like, is this? I don't know. Maybe I'm just getting too hyped up again, but just these little comments that came out about Gambit here, bro, these got me excited. This got me feeling good. So I just wanted to bring it up, and let's see what y'all think about this. Chat, what do you think? What do you make of this? Am I going crazy again? Is it just the fanboy dreaming? Gambit about to make a name for himself? Yeah, probably. Even Deadpool himself might even hit better under the direction of the Russos. Yes, Carlos. That's kind of what I'm saying, man. That's kind of what I think is going to happen. Deadpool has to be toned down for the Avengers movie regardless. Yes. What the fuck? Ozempic? Now get out of here. Fourth wall breaks in Avengers movie. Yeah, they need to be like very sparse. Very sparse. But we agree. 2 Avengers films is meant to be serious. No meta jokes for 3 hours. Yeah, you can't have that. That's not going to work. That's not going to work. Russo suck without Marvel, and Marvel sucks without them. It kind of seems like that could be the thing. It seems like that could be the thing, you know? Sometimes people just work well together. I don't know if that's making sense what I said about the Gray Man, but like you sit down and watch it and you're just like, it's just too much. Like every character's so cool. Every character has so much fun dialogue back and forth, and you're just like, I don't know who these fucking people are. So this doesn't feel earned, you know? But in Marvel, it does feel earned. Even the first Avengers movie, which they didn't do, but like even in that movie, the shittiness between them is part of what makes it fun. Yeah, I think the Russos will do Gambit and Deadpool better, says Tim O'Brien. Yeah, and then maybe what we get next with those characters is even better because of it. Because remember, the Russos are supposedly not just back for these, they're helping with the X-Men saga. So they're going to help kind of guide this and craft this. And then this part's speculation. Nobody's ever confirmed this, but when we were watching last week, we did a watch party for Thunderbolts, right? It came out on Disney Plus last week. And one of the things I said was like that first scene in the vault where they're all together, that feels like the Russos helped out with that. Because like the action feels Russo-y. Like the way it kind of guides the dialogue, and then the dialogue like fits. It's like there's a magic that they were really able to pull off, and I kind of feel like they helped out with that film. That's what I think. What happened with the Citadel then? What do you mean? I think She-Hulk, or basically every character other than Gaia, will be better with the Russos. Yes, I agree. I agree with that. Will you show up as Gambit in Secret Wars? Hell yeah, of course. Gambit, Cyclops, Nightcrawler, that would be dope. Oh, hell yeah, dude. I think we're getting some crazy good action in this film. Either way you slice it. Like, maybe the plot doesn't make perfect sense, but you know that action's going to pop off, bro. Russos? Russos? Can I drop a super chat here? I love your content. Yes, you may. Thanks. Because honestly, I watched the Priyanka movie on Amazon or whatever. She low-key does fight scenes well. Citadel. Oh, you're talking about a show, Citadel. Okay. Interesting. Yep. I would love to see She-Hulk under the Russo brothers. The show was trash, but I've always liked her casting. She'd be good with RDJ if she was given something better to work with. Yeah, Tatiana Maslany is really talented, yeah. I think they can rehabilitate. I think they can rehabilitate her. Yeah. So, how far back in the stream do I have to go to get? Wait till you hear this bit. I would go to all the way back. It was right at the start. This needs to be the Helm's Deep fight in its conception. Comic book characters fighting as long and so hard you have to break up the fights with joke scenes, breaks because the audience is fatigued. Yes, something like that. 100%, yeah. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Yeah, man. Just a little comment too, and I can't believe Channing said this much. He probably should not have said this much, but screw it, man. Some people were saying he's the new Tom Holland of leaking stuff, and I was like, I don't think this is that bad. But I mean, it is kind of interesting. Apparently, he does mention like a fight with Doctor Doom and shit like that. So, pretty cool. Pretty cool, man.